Hey everybody, what's good? I grew up watching George Carlin, who was an American stand-up comedian, social critic, actor, narrator, and author. Regarded as one of the most important and influential comedians of all times, he was dubbed the Dean of Counterculture Comedians. He died in June of 2008, but his comedy is still incredibly relatable today. We're going to watch Dumb Americans by George Carlin. While we do that, I'm going to keep working on this kid's book, but before we get into it, remember to go to coconutjustice.com and get you some clothes that I think would look good on you. Let's go. Dumb Americans, George Carlin. I love this dude, by the way.
But say what you want about America, land of the free, home of the brave. We got some dumbass motherfuckers floating around this country. Dumbass motherfuckers. You know?
We really do.
Now, obviously, that doesn't include this audience. I understand that. You seem intelligent and perceptive,
He's
but
pandering.
the rest of them, holy jumping fucking
That's funny.
shitballs. Dumber than a second coat of paint. And this ain't just ranting and raving. This ain't just blowing off steam. I got a little evidence to support my claim.
Let's go.
It just
Show us.
seems to me, that only a really low IQ population could have taken this beautiful continent, this magnificent American landscape that we inherited. Well, actually, we stole it from the Mexicans and the Indians, but hey, it was nice when we stole it.
Right.
It looked pretty good. It was
Yeah, it was
pristine.
nice.
Paradise. Have you seen it lately? Have you taken a good look at it lately? It's fucking embarrassing. Only a nation of unenlightened half-wits could have taken this beautiful place and turned it into what it is today, a shopping mall. A big fucking shopping mall.
Yeah, let me tell you, we got to get back to getting outside and playing outside with sticks and boxes and stuff. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know where we're going, but you know, all these concrete jungles and all kinds of stuff happening. We need to get back to going outside, spending time in nature, go camping and doing all that stuff.
Now that's all you got. That's all you've got here, folks. Mile after mile of mall after mall. Many, many malls, major malls and mini malls. They put the mini malls in between the major malls. And in between the mini malls, they put the mini marts. And in between the mini marts, you got the car lots, gas stations, muffler shops, laundromats, cheap hotels, fast food joints, strip clubs, and dirty bookstores. America the Beautiful, one big transcontinental commercial cesspool. And how do the people feel about all this? How do the people feel about living in a coast-to-coast shopping mall? Well, they think it's just fucking dandy.
Yeah.
They think it is cool as can be because Americans love the mall. They love the mall. That's where they get
We used to love the mall. If you don't remember, if you're too young, the mall used to be a place where you go hang out and talk to your friends. It wasn't Facebook or Twitter or any of that stuff. We used to actually go spend time with each other. We'd go to the mall, pocket full of quarters, and go play video games and stuff that way. Sure, there'd be sometimes we'd have like little altercations where, you know, that group of friends bumped into your group of friends and then there was a little scuffle, but you know, it never escalated more than maybe just a couple little shovings and go outside, serve up a couple knuckle sandwiches and stuff, but it was never too wild. We're getting away from ourselves, and I understand moving forward and technology is fun and all that stuff, but we have to remember we're on a rock hurling through space, and we need to get back to nature and taking care of nature and letting nature take care of us too.
Satisfy their two most prominent addictions at the same time, shopping and eating. Millions of semi-conscious Americans day after...
Oh, and this is something that I was doing some research on Amazon, and apparently, you know, Amazon puts a lot of pressure on especially mom and pop shops, but these small businesses that, you know, they'll start a neighborhood store or something, and then Amazon outprices them, so no one goes to those stores anymore. And if those stores are in a mall, slowly but surely, all those stores will close because no one's going to the mall anymore. And then the mall has to shut down. And then Amazon buys it and turns it into a shipping distribution center, something. So we're separating ourselves not just from nature but from ourselves too, from other people. And then we wonder why there's a disconnect and why we can't see eye to eye on anything anymore. Back when I was a kid, I'd see a couple people have a discussion and then they'd be like, "Yeah, you're full of shit," and the other one say, "Yeah, you're full of shit too." But they'd stay friends. Now we're like attacking capitals and setting things on fire, all kinds of stuff. Like, we got to get back to being who we are. We are animals on a rock hurling through space. And we're here to, yeah, take care of each other. Yes.
Shuffling through the malls, shopping and eating, especially eating. Americans love to eat. They are
They do.
fatally attracted to the slow death of fast food. Hot dogs, corn dogs, triple bacon cheeseburgers, deep fried butter dipped in pork fat and cheese whiz, mayonnaise.
All of that sounds delicious, but he's got a point. We're eating all of this trash food, and it's scientifically proven that fast food was built in a way to taste delicious. And I can't argue that fact. It's delicious. But the nutrients in that food are so just not there. And, people make fun of other people that go to these fancy restaurants where you get a big ass plate and just like a little piece of something, something. But that little piece of something, something is probably the best something, something you've ever had. And the way that these chefs cook this food, even though the serving is smaller, it's still going to hit your system and do better for your system. That food is going to make you feel full for longer because the ingredients are of higher quality. And when you start going down your health path where you're actually paying attention to your intake, that's one of the first things they do. They say, stop drinking and eat as close to the original food as possible.
Barbecued mozzarella patty melts. Americans will eat anything, anything, anything. If you were selling sauteed raccoons' assholes on a stick,
I'd give it a go.
Americans would buy them and eat
I don't know
them,
sauteed though.
especially if you
Maybe
dip them in butter
fried.
and put a little salsa on them.
Yeah.
This
Hey, let me
country
get
is
some of that.
big time, pig
Let me
time.
get
Forget
let me get some of that butter dipped fried raccoon asshole.
bald eagle. You know what the national emblem of this country ought to be? A big bowl of macaroni and cheese. A big bowl, because everything in this country is king size. King size, extra large, and super jumbo. Especially the
true.
fucking people. Have you seen some of the people?
I have gone to fancy restaurants and I have obviously been to fast food, and having this king size whatever. I always get hungrier faster when I go to fast food restaurants. When I save my money and I go to a place like a proper nice restaurant, that food always lasts in my system a lot longer.
This country, have you taken a good look at some of these big fat motherfuckers walking around? Big fat motherfuckers. Oh my God. Huge piles of redundant protoplasm lumbering through the malls like a fleet of interstate buses. The people in this country are immense, massive bellies, monstrous thighs, and big fat fucking asses. And if you stand there for a minute and you look at one of them, you begin to wonder, how does this woman take a shit?
That's none of my business. That is none of my
How does she
business.
wipe her ass?
Yeah, that's the more important. Like, everyone's going to poop, but not everyone's I hope they do, but we know.
Can she even locate her asshole?
Oh, Lord.
She must require assistance. Are paramedics trained in this field? And standing right next to her, of course, with a plate full of nachos and a mouthful of pie is her clueless fucking husband, Joe Sixpack. With
Yeah,
his monster
breathing
swollen
heavy.
beer belly hanging dangerously out over his belt buckle. This guy ain't seen his dick since the Nixon administration.
Yo.
And if you stand there and you look
That's
at
a
the
while.
two of them, you begin to wonder to yourself, do these people fuck?
They
Is
probably
this man
do.
actually capable of fucking this woman?
They
It doesn't
probably
seem
do.
structurally possible
You got
that
needs.
these two people could achieve penetration. Maybe they're in that Cirque du Soleil or something.
Yeah.
Telling you, the people in this country, every one of them is 50 pounds overweight. They are gargantuan. And in the summertime, God help us, in the summertime, they all want to wear short pants. Jesus, Lord, protector of all that is good and holy, deliver me from fat people in short pants. They all got short pants, big bellies, fat thighs, and dumb kids. Short pants, big bellies, fat thighs, and dumb kids. Every one of them's got 2 dumb-ass kids with them. And the whole family is wearing T-shirts, and every one of them's got the same T-shirt. I'm with stupid. Apparently in this country, the stupids are an extended family. And besides wearing them T-shirts, every one of the families got on a backpack. They got a backpack strapped to their back so they can carry around lots of stupid shit. And the reason they got to carry their stupid shit strapped to their backs is because their hands must remain free at all times to hold food.
Yeah.
To get that food up to the mouth where it gets shoveled in with all the rest of the disgusting shit they ate that day. And another reason for the backpacks is these people are going to buy even more stupid shit. They ain't got enough stupid shit at home. They just had a stupid shit sale. They ain't going to buy more. They're going to go out in the parking lot and stuff this stuff into the big, fat, ugly, oversized SUV that's got plenty of room in it. Plenty of room in it for stupid shit and lots of room left over for these big, fat, ugly motherfuckers to get them home. Stopping, of course, for jelly roll and fried dough. These people are efficient, professional, compulsive.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until Cinnabon, that scent from Cinnabon hits you. Cinnamon is next level. Oh my goodness. I don't care how healthy I think I might be. Cinnabon is just one of those things.
It's their civic duty, consumption. It's the new national pastime. Fuck baseball. It's consumption. The only true, lasting American value that's left, buying things. Buying things. People spending money they don't have on things they don't need. Money they don't have on things they don't need. So they can max out their credit cards and spend the rest of their lives paying 18% interest on something that costs $12.50. And they didn't like it when they got it home anyway. Not too bright, folks. Not too fucking bright. But if you talk to one of them about this, if you isolate one of them, you sit them down rationally, and you talk to them about the low IQs and the dumb behavior and the bad decisions, right away they start talking about education. That's the big answer to everything. Education. They said we need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. You say to them, well, you know, we've tried all of that, and the kids still can't pass the test. They say, don't you worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. And that's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy, the IQ of the country slips another 2 or 3 points, and pretty soon all you'll need to get into college is a fucking pencil. Got a pencil? Get the fuck in there, it's physics. Then everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. Education. Yeah. Politicians know that word. They use it on you. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind 3 things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago you were talking about giving kids a head start. Head start, left behind. Someone's losing fucking ground here. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners.
I agree.
Now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that can.
I agree. People with money, their schools, the teachers at their schools don't have to spend their own money for resources or for supplies. Whereas normal people who go to normal schools have all heard the story about teachers having to spend their own money for supplies for their classrooms. This is what he's talking about. They're shutting down schools in Chicago. They're shutting down schools here in California. They're shutting down schools everywhere except the rich neighborhoods. And you have to realize that all those kids going into those schools are building the relationships that's going to guide them through life, and they have their network of friends, and then eventually they make their way up to where the parents start opening doors for them. And you're not invited to that party. You have all these rich kids going to all these rich schools, and their rich parents are opening up opportunities for them to get these rich jobs, And then eventually, some of them might even make it into politics, to which then they're still moving according to all of the relationships that they have built. You and I have never been invited to that.
Things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't.
Yeah.
You have no choice. You have
They don't
owners.
even have a choice.
They own you.
Depending
they
on
own
who you pay,
everything. They own all
depending
the
on who you
land.
listen to,
they own and control
they
the
don't even have a
corporations.
choice.
They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets, and they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right.
Yep. Preach.
They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork, and just dumb enough to passively accept
not ask any
all
questions.
these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your...
And not just Social Security money, but they're also coming for your jobs and your livelihood with this AI stuff. And I've said this already, but here in Silicon Valley, we find out that these American companies have been contracting with companies overseas, because contracting like that, you can get 3 engineers for the price of 1 American engineer. And there is little to no care for what happens to the American worker. It's always the bottom line. It's always the bottom line. All these companies that he was talking about earlier, that they're, laying off people and all that stuff, that's because they can go to Mexico and get cheaper labor. They can go to China and get cheaper labor. They don't care about the normal American's livelihood. It's a game for them. Whoever has the most money at the end wins, and that's for them. That's their game. Once you realize the game that's being played, you're going to listen to more of George Carlin. You're going to start questioning some things like, why would you vote that way? And why would you do that? And why would you say that?
Retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something?
Yeah, they want to take all of that money that sits in Social Security and they want to put it in in the stock market. So what they do is they have these investment firms that will be more than happy to take all your money, and then they go and they play the stocks and they make a killing, and you might get a little bit of change on the back end.
They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
You ain't in it.
You and I are not in the big club.
No.
By the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long, where they tell you what to believe all day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged, and nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't
Not
give a
one
fuck
bit.
about you. They don't care about you.
Not
at
one
all.
bit.
At all. At
Not
all.
one bit. They don't.
Yeah. You know?
And some of you are going to say, oh, but this place, they started a nonprofit that does blah, 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 blah. A lot of that is just getting away from paying that money in taxes. Help homeless people. Okay, well, we got plenty of homeless people left, so that didn't work. Help the environment. Well, we're poisoning the water and the airs, and the hurricanes and all the things, so that doesn't work. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't know where we're going. Let's finish.
And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on. The fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day.
Yeah.
Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.
I for one miss George Carlin so much, man. He takes terrible news. He takes terrible things that humans, or he took terrible situations that humans always found themselves in, and he would turn it into a joke that would make you laugh, but then actually turn on the light in some of these dark rooms that we have to live in. You know, the government's not doing anything. Rich people are, to them, it's more of a game, like who has the cooler stuff, who has the most money. And we need to take it upon ourselves to make sure that we're ready for this. But yeah, George always made me laugh and always put things into a really good perspective too. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with each and every one of your friends, and if you want to come hang out with me and watch videos while I work on creative projects, hit that subscribe button and click on the little bell icon that's right next to the subscribe button so every time I come out with something new, you'll be alerted. Don't forget to go to coconutjustice.com and get some dope gear. And with that, I'm out.